Morning, Keith. Morning.
Hello. Very cozy.
Yeah. Morning. We're doing this for the yogis at home. We're not Hollywood, we're not Bollywood. We got to do what we got to do. It's a lot of fear out there, and I feel that the yoga practice can really help us to, to ground ourselves and to, even if it's just for an hour and a half a week where we get ourselves out of that fear mode and just connect to our inner stillness. Okay, you can start laying down. So anybody at home doing this practice, remember, if you're pregnant, if you have any health issues, consult your doctor. We're going to do mainly Yin Yoga here. This is the quiet, peaceful practice, and it is also, you only do as much or as little as you can. Yoga is not a competition. We don't do yoga for the aesthetic of it. Yoga should be an approach for its functionality. As you lay down, bringing your awareness inwards, feeling into your overall state of being. Take a few deep breaths, drawing inwards through the nostrils. Let your breath go all the way down into your abdomen. Allow the belly to rise, to open up, and feel the lift in the collarbones. So the breath is life force, it's energy. Prana. Slow, deep inhalation. The belly rises as you breathe in. You feel the expansion in the rib cage. You create free parts to the breath, and then the lift in the collarbones. So we hold the breath here. You pause. Allow the oxygen to deliver into every cell of your being. You can create a triangular breath. Inhale for 5 counts. Then hold the breath for 5. And when you're ready to exhale, slowly breathe out for 5 to 7. Empty the lungs completely. Slow, long, delicious inhalation. Think of the breath as a bright healing light that cleanses and heals and purifies the body. So breathe it in deep down. While you hold the breath, envision the oxygen, the golden light spreading into every cell of your being, cleansing and purifying. And as you exhale, imagine a slightly darker light leaves the body. Breathing away all that doesn't serve you. And now set your intention. Why are you here this morning? Why are you joining us? What would you like to achieve with this practice? And align your commitment as you commit to the next hour and a half and your intention with your body, your heart, and your mind. So vow to awaken to full awareness. We align our intention with the body, the heart, and the mind. Dedicating this time to yourself. You can also dedicate it to all the other people out there, to the whole world, the current situation. Sending our thoughts for healing and wellness all around the world. And now we can start to move with the breath. So when you're ready on your inhalation, start to lift the arms up, take it over your head. Move slowly and mindfully. As you stretch and lengthen, pause here, hold the breath for 2 to 5 minutes. 5 seconds, and then slowly bring the hands back down by your sides. Yes, so we are human, we make mistakes, and as I said, this is not Hollywood or Bollywood, we just do it as it is. Right, so thank you for joining us, and forgive me, sometimes I've got 2 left hands. Only human. Just going to get us a music. So moving with the breath as you lift the arms up, the extrinsic back muscles, the latissimus dorsi and the trapezium back muscles, as attached to your arm muscles. So every time when you lift your arms up, you're actually engaging these muscles as well. And they will connect to the lumbar thoracic fascia, which then also go and attach down. The tendons and ligaments all connect here at the back of the body to the hamstrings. So we warm up the back of the body, the front of the body while you lift the arms up. Make everything strong. Stretch, tighten. So you inhale, the arms go up, take it over your head, you spread, you can lift your hips off the floor, spread your fingers wide, and as you exhale, slowly bring the arms back down by your side. Moving with the breath. Inhale, the arms lift up, take it over your head. You pause, hold it, make the body strong and long. So if you reach out for your fingers and your toes, feel how your core contract, and then as you exhale, bring the hands back down by your side. How we engage the core when we really make use and stretch out the extremities. Inhale, last time, long stretch. Squeeze and release. Slowly bring the arms back down by your side. So the movement is mindful. You feel the air molecules touching and gliding through your fingers and your palms of your hands. And then relax. And now bend your knees onto your chest. Draw the shins inwards. So this is the folded pose, great stretch to start your morning with before you jump out of bed. So you can hold this for 2 to 5 minutes. So the Yin practice is slow. We take our time. So we're holding the shapes for 2 to 5 minutes. And in that time, you have to become muscularly unengaged. You're not holding anything tight. Yin practice reaches beyond the superficial muscle tissue as we stretch our tendons and our ligaments. Just holding the shape. Sorry, my phone is in my pocket outside. Right, so now bring your hands onto your knees and create 5 outward circles here with your knees. Just make big wide circles going clockwise. This helps to refresh the synovial fluid in the hip sockets. And then go the other direction. So let your hands do the job. The legs are passive. They just relax. The hands are doing the job for us. Our legs works for us every day. Here we have an opportunity to do something for them. Good, and now we can bring our elbows to the inside of our knees. Bring the soles of your feet parallel to the ceiling. If you can, grab hold of your feet. If you can't, grab the ankles. Or otherwise, just wrap your hands around and your arms around the back of your knees. Another way to doing this, if you're really struggling with this, is to bring the feet onto the wall, and then you're holding the shape that way. So this stretch is known as the stirrups. You can rock a few times from side to side. Let's hold this for 2 more minutes. Rocking from side to side, and then just relax into it. So fear is the emotion that tugs our kidney meridians. So here in this stretch, we stretch the back of the legs, very much the tendons of your hamstrings where they attach to your sit bones. And the speaker is in the way. We're rocking and then relaxing, just holding the shape. So utilize the elbows to push the knees out wide as you can, and you really try to bend that knees towards the armpits. So said, if you can't, just holding the shape. To get the stretch here through the inner thighs, really take your knees as wide as possible. This stretch will then stretch the tendons and ligaments of the adductors that run through your inner thigh, as well as the back of the sits bone area where your big hamstring muscles touch. So feel here into the coccyx. We stretch from the coccyx up into the mid-back. So the back layer of the body is where the kidney and the urinary bladder meridians run. So by holding the yin practice, we stimulate various layers of the body. We apply pressure and compressions, tensing and loading on this all forms of stress on the tendons and ligaments. And that helps to stretch and rehabilitate our joints. But also, at the same time, it stimulates the acupuncture meridian pathways. Let's release the feet, straighten your legs up to the sky. Lift your hips, place your hands underneath so that your legs hang up here. If this is challenging, make fist with your hands. So pushing into your heels, feel the stretch here through the back of your legs. And then point your toes. Push into your heels. And point your toes. Feel what's happening. Be mindful of how the muscles contract here. As you point your toes, you start to engage the shin muscles, the knees, and then the quads. And as you push into your heels, feel how we stretch the sole of the foot, the Achilles, the calf, and then all the way down into the hamstrings. And then point your toes. And now curl your toes back, spread your toes wide as you extend into your heels. Feel how we stretch all around the leg and the foot. Rotate your ankles. Releasing it. Stagnations in there, a little bit of clicking and clacking, refreshing the synovial fluid in the ankle joints. And then reverse, go the other direction. Now let's just gently start to shake the leg, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, release the hand, shake the hands, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And the shaking shifts stagnations in the extremities, and it stimulates the nervous system, helping to release any tension. This is one of the oldest forms of exercise that was ever recorded in an old acupuncture manual that survived the war. And this is very much what animals do in the wild. Good, and relax, lay down, spread yourself wide. And now you can feel here the sensations, the pulsing, the tingling, the streaming. It runs through the arms and the legs towards your heart, the lungs. This is very energizing for the organ system. So taking time to feel. This is your reward for the effort that you already put in this morning. What is going on in the pelvis? Are there any sensations through your inner thighs? Now hug your knees onto your chest. And we can rock either hand, your hands behind your knees to rock forwards and back, or you can drop to your right and then come up. So let's come into the dragonfly. So take your legs as wide as you can. So if you go forwards here and your hip bones go backwards, then sit on a block, just slightly elevate, or a blanket. Then go forward, or a pillow, right? Slightly go forwards as far as you can. And somewhere the body will stop. And this is the edge. When your body stops, there's very much compression. Sometimes it's not always because of a tight hamstring that we can't go forwards. Very often it's because of our bone formality. This compression in the body, that's your edge, and that's where you stay and hang out. So here you can either use the arms to support you. You can be on the elbows, or you can have your head on the floor. But you don't have to have your head on the floor. You go forwards as far as what's doable. You can support the head with your hands or your forehead. You can also place, a block or a bolster under the forehead. I always suggest that you slightly lift the chin, because there's a lot of strain in our neck daily as we are on our cell phones, on mobile phones. So let your chin be slightly lifted. This is not a neck stretch. This is a stretch for the back of the body, for the inner thighs and the back of the legs. Soften your knees. Let go of your feet. You know, in Hatha Yoga, we do muscle work. We pull the toes in, and that creates tension in the muscles. Your muscle's job is to protect the joints, but if you let your feet go and you soften your knees, you reach beyond your muscle tissue in the tendons and ligaments in the body. And that is the aim of the Yin Yoga practice. Stretch and rehabilitate our joints. This will give us freedom of movement. This will bring the balance back between muscle strength and joint flexibility. So just breathe. Allow the body to melt into the shape. Visualize you inhale from the crown of your head, and taking the breath all the way down into the base of your spine. On the exhalation, imagine your base of your spine, the pelvic floor is like a spring, bouncing up, upwards and outwards. So we don't physically breathe up and down the spine, but we visualize we do, and the mind and the breath. It's a very strong connection there. Energy flows where attention goes. There are 7 energetic centers along our spinal column, and as we breathe up and down the spinal column, we bring more energy into our system, into our core. It can help to release the excess of charge along the spine. You know, when we have experienced different emotions, there is different energy inside of us. And it's not in our heads, it's very much in our body. So that's deep belly, deep breathing, and yoga practice, meditations all help to calm that energy. Right, slowly come up. Let's come into a half butterfly. So bend your right leg in. And from here, we're going to go forwards over the straight leg as far as you can. So it doesn't matter where you stop. If you stop halfway up here, that's fine. You can also bend that knee. If you want rather to have a more of a back stretch, then you can bend that straight leg so that you can go closer to the leg. That will give you more of a back stretch. When the leg is more straighter, it will target more the hamstring tendons. So choose what you need. Be mindful of what you're feeling while you're in the shapes. Settle with the breath. Breathing in, melting with every exhalation deeper into the shape. Feel how there's a sensing of grounding as you exhale, and a sense of peace as you inhale. Takes one mindful breath to bring our awareness into the present moment. Use a mantra if your mind wanders. I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. You can bring in any positive affirmation. I'm breathing in. I'm happy. I'm breathing out. I smile. I'm breathing in. I'm aware of the tension. I'm breathing out. I'm letting go. Melting and softening. Let's do this for 2 minutes, and then we can slowly start to come up, stack the spine. Right? And now from here, take your straight leg over your left leg. So we come into the shoelace. So this is a tight shoelace. Some people can't physically do this. Then you can also do the loose shoelace. Or if you have any knee problems, then you can always do the half shoelace where you bring the right leg over the left leg. So you can also stack your legs. So which leg is on? Left on top. Left on top. Okay, so now lengthen the left your spine, go forwards here as far as you can. And wherever the body stops, that's your edge. So you just do as much or as little as you can. So while I have all the variations here in the class, I would just like to show some of the choices. So we have Jane. Jane is doing the half or the untied shoelace. Jackie is doing the tight. And then Keith decided just to cross his ankles. So work at your own ability. There's no right, there's no wrong. So shoelace, we go forwards as far as we can. So shoelace mainly targets the gluteals, the buttocks, the outside of the thigh, the iliotibial bands. And then very much the back. So supporting the body, remember slight lift in the chin, there's no strain in the neck. Feel the stretch in the spine, in the buttocks. So this will give you a lovely release for any sciatic issues. As we stretch the iliotibial bands here, that hangs off our big buttock gluteal muscles. just focus on the breath, the quiet, even rhythm, the coming and the going. The breath is a good way to judge if you are in a safe place, if the stretch is doable for you, and if the breath is quiet, even quiet rhythm, then that means you're in the right place. If there is a agility to the breath, then slightly back off. The first thing that changes whenever our emotions change is the breath. Before there is a chemical reaction, the breath changes. Our organs haven't got eyes. They react to the way we breathe. When we cry, our lungs go into spasm. The breath gets very sharp and short. When we get angry, we go into rage. If there is, for every emotional reaction, there is a chemical reaction in the body. If there's no stress, there's no adrenaline. And as I said earlier on, it takes just one mindful breath to bring our awareness back into the present moment. Let's slowly come up. So we have the right leg bent. This is very much part of the shoelace family. So what we're going to do now is keep it where it is. You just take your left leg off and then take it halfway back. So we come into the deer, right? So we're here. So there's space between the foot and the knee so that you can take the stretch through the inside of the back leg and then go forwards as far as you can. So come into the deer shape. So this is very similar to the sleeping swan. We're working our way towards the sleeping swan. But if anybody has a knee problem, then this is a great stretch because there's not so much pressure, especially here in front of the knee. If you may have noticed that nothing has changed with your front leg, right? From the half butterfly into the shoelace and then back into the deer, this leg is exactly the same. So we stretch to the outside of this leg, the buttocks and the glutes. This is the pathway where gallbladder meridian runs. This is also underneath the iliotibials. We have the sciatic nerve, big chunky nerve. This is really our root from the sacrum, to rooting us down, connecting to the feet, to the lower body, from the feet up through the legs into the base of the spine. Then we target now the inside of the thigh. The inside of the thigh is where our liver meridians run. We also stretch here the outside of the thigh, working through the gallbladder meridians on the outside. The emotion that relates to the liver is very much anger, attacks the liver organ, and as I said earlier, fear, the kidneys. So if emotions come up for you during the holds, it is a long time that we hold the shapes, 2 to 5 minutes. Then notice, where is it in the body? Where do you feel it? Which part of the spine is it in? Do you experience this emotion? And slowly come up. So that was just 2 minutes. So now, if you haven't got a knee problem, then you can just extend this back leg out and roll more to center. Otherwise, stay in your deer. So another 2 minutes here into the sleeping swan. So you can always come up a little bit just to back off the knee and then go forwards and release. So during the holds, you can make micro shifts, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. Just find a place where you feel this gives you a sweet stretch. It is not intense, it's not overwhelming, it's doable. And then relax and melt. So make every posture like a mini meditation, an opportunity for you to escape all the worries, the concerns, the wishes, the dreams, the fears, the angers, just to be here in this moment. To, like a mini meditation. Your body is a temple, and you just come to the floor to purify and cleanse, to release and surrender. So pay attention to the places, the areas that we're stretching, that we're targeting. Can you feel if there is any change in there happening within the stretch? So focus here on the hip rotator, on the buttocks, the glutes. Maybe you can feel that unraveling, the slow release, and the opening out in the joint. Now you breathe, and you take your breath deep down into the lungs, and from there, as if you're surfing through the various landscapes of your body, going deeper and deeper. Good, so now from here, let's come up into the downwards dog. So turning your back toes under, press into your hands, and then you can retract the front leg, lifting back into downwards dog. So you elongate out of your shoulders. Your hands are flat, you glue them to the floor, you lift your sit bones, and then you can lift both heels high. Now bend your knees and feel that lovely stretch for the toes. Then straighten the legs and slowly lower your heels, push into your heels. The heels does not have to be on the floor. If it is, maybe walk your feet a little bit further back so that you can get that stretch in the plantar fascia under your foot as well. Downwards dog is not about getting the knees down. This gives us a lovely upper body strengthening. So, also push the hands into the floor, especially that soft padding part between thumb and index. Explore if the position of your hands, is it easier for your shoulders if you bring your thumbs parallel than having your index or your middle fingers parallel. Check it out. If there is any tension or the pinching in the shoulder area, take your arms wider. Now let's reverse the cycle. So swinging your left leg up to the sky and then bring it forwards. Bring your knee towards your left hand. Slide back with your straight leg. Again, if you have a knee issue, fold sideways in the deer. So we're starting in the sleeping swan. Nice, so backing off here, and when you're ready, come forwards and release down. You make micro shifts, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. Find a place where you feel this is giving you a sweet stretch. So you play your edges, you go in and you back out till you feel you can stay. Because we're staying for a while, we're staying for 2 minutes. And just melt. So allow yourself again to become into the awareness of the breath. The breath is the greatest miracle of all. So often goes unnoticed. In ancient societies is what's said, once you become grateful for your breath, you become the true alchemist of your life. So take a deep breath of gratitude. Be grateful for your breath. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It has the power to turn an acquaintance into a friend, a meal into a feast, a house into a home. Breathe, be grateful for the air that you have. Feel it expanding the lungs. Be grateful for your healthy lungs. How far can we trace this breath, the air, the oxygen back? Be grateful for the trees that gives us oxygen. Good. And slowly come out. And now we're going to go halfway back. So you bend the back leg, you fold, come sideways. From here, you bring the left bum towards the floor. So inside of the back leg is about a palm space away from your front foot. If you bring it closer, there will be less of a stretch on the inner thigh. If you take it a little bit further back, it will create a stronger adductor stretch for you, adductor tendon stretch. So now come forward, walking forward as far as you can. And somewhere the body stops, and that's where we hang out. So play around with the position of your torso. You can bring it more towards the right, and that will give you a stronger buttock gluteal stretch. You can take it more on top of this leg. There's no right, there's no wrong. Explore, this is your body. None of us here in this class or even anybody at home none of us will feel the stretch exactly in the same way. Only you know ultimately what is best for your body. Everybody is unique. We're all perfect with our own imperfections. So that's why I often say, close your eyes. Everybody here is advanced. They know what they're doing. But don't look at what other people are doing. Don't try to copy them. You haven't got their body. Love and appreciate your own body. We're all unique, perfect with our own imperfections. You are a volume in the divine book, a mirror to the power that created the universe. Whatever you want, ask it of yourself. Whatever you're looking for, you can find it inside of you. It's right here. Breathe and connect to the divine power that lives within you. Right, so. Just melting, softening. With every exhalation, you relax deeper and deeper into the shape. You know, we've been for so many years conditioned that the only way to exercise is to jump up and down, get hot and sweaty and hot and bothered, right? But that's not the only way to exercise. There is a huge explosion now in the world. Everybody needs Yin Yoga. We all need to bring the balance back into our body. We're all living in such a yang world. And this is a good time to, escape the busyness of our daily life. Slowly come up. Right? And now we're going to bring this leg forwards. Keep this leg exactly as it is. Bring the back leg forwards and then stack it. Cross halfway. This is fine. Go forwards. You can do it tight and you can do it slightly wider shoelace if this works for you. It's about your knees. Does your knees feel safe wherever you go? And then from there, you can also as I said earlier on, also you can also have the top leg straight to bring this one over, because now we're stretching the iliotibials on the outside of the thigh. of the left side, right? This is our target, main target area. Right, so going forwards as far as you can. And wherever the body stopped at your edge. If you're mindful, you'll notice that this might be very different from the other side, from previously. So what you've experienced when you're new to the Yin Yoga practice, it is intense. You know, leaves you feeling very vulnerable. You know, we stretch and reach into pockets of tightness and places inside the body that we forgotten we had. So therefore, be mindful. Maybe you need to back off a little before you can go deeper into it and come forwards again. Often the body plays tricks on us and it doesn't want us to go into it. It creates a fear. But is that fear for real? Can we override that fear? If it's safe, if there's not an excruciating pain or discomfort, then see if you utilize the breath, if you can override that emotion. Just breathing, melting. Observe the in and the out, the coming and the going. Feel the unraveling, the slowly release. Notice how the sensations in the body constantly change. Nothing is permanent. Everything will pass. Right? Slowly come out. And now we're going to do the half shoelace or half butterfly. So you release the top leg and then stretch it out to the side. Turning here towards your straight leg, go forward as far as you can. Again, soften the knees. Don't hold on and pull the toes. That's a muscle stretch. Relax the toes. Let it go. Melt. Surrender. A little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. What is here? What do you need? And then relax. Up here or all the way down. You can a little bit pull on the leg if you need to bring us slightly closer. And then just melt and soften, let it go. Lifting the chin, no strain in the neck, support the head if you can. So forward bends are very cooling, they're very calming. As I said, we work through the back layer of the body very much so, and that is what stimulates our kidney and our urinary bladder meridian chi. This is the element water. So in the winter time, we very much the time when the water element is most dominant in the body. It's the time when we need to stretch, relax and restore ourselves. Time when you need to hibernate. And then from there, as we move into the spring, we come into the wood element. This is about being more flexible, flexibility, growth, strength, new beginnings. What is going on out there at the moment? You know, we are forced to hibernate. And all is changing. So it's about moving with the change, be flexible to accept what is. So nature teaches us in so many ways, all the time. So as we, the liver gallbladder meridian runs through the middle layer of the body, the outside of the 5 is gallbladder, inside is the liver meridians, and this is the wood element, flexibility. So we're actually shifting now from the back layer into the middle layer of the body. This is a good time to stretch these pathways, to energize the energies of the organs, to create more balance in the body. And slowly come up. Right, so now you can just lay back on your back. So take your legs onto the mat, spread yourself wide as you lay back. And now we're feeling the rebounds. So what is the rebounds? The rebounds is the reward for your practice. Now we feel into the effort that we just put in. You feel the streaming, the pulsing, the energy moving below your skin. The Yin Yoga practice stimulates the chi, the life force, through our acupuncture meridians. Observe that, feel into that. What is there? And now we're going to come into banana. This is everyone's favorite stretch, right? So take your arms over your head and have a long stretch. Everybody loves bananas. Right, so push into both heels. Arms over your head. Push into both heels. Lift your hips off the floor. Shift your bum as far as you can over to the right side. Then bring your right foot to your left foot. And bring your arms and shoulders also here over to the left as far as you can. So you're coming to a long lateral stretch. So I suggest keeping both heels to the floor, because for me personally, I found if I cross the legs, it slightly stops the stretch here in the hip area. If you leave it down, it doesn't feel so strong in the beginning, but eventually you'll start to feel that stretch going all the way down to the 3 outer toes. And at your 5th toe is where the urinary bladder meridian ends, or at the 4th toe is where your gallbladder meridian ends. And then stomach and spleen meridians, the middle toes. So just holding the shape. We're going to hold this for 5 minutes. It's a long time. As I said, an opportunity to escape the busyness of your life. Jane, just remember you're doing the opposite side, right? So don't change now, you're fine, stay. Right? So we're in a long lateral stretch. We're stretching the outer layer of the body. The armpits are open, they're up and over the head. There's not much during the day that we actually do this action. The arms, the upper body is more yang. Upper body weight bearing exercise react more to upper body weight bearing exercise, and Tai Chi arm movement stimulates the upper body meridians. The lower body is more yin, it's heavier, it's slower, it's more earthbound. The upper body is lighter and it's freer. When the first yin practice was started, it was very much for the lower body, and we gradually brought more and more postures in to also target the upper body. So feel that nice opening in the under the armpit. This is a gentle stretch here for this clavicula, scapula, shoulder joint area. We stretch all the way down this side of the body, down the waist. And this is not a very common stretch in our daily life. We don't do this often. This is a lateral stretch. And the lateral stretch is 2 of the full range of motions of our spine. We done the forward bends, there is back bends, and there is twisting. And that's the 6 ranges of movement of your spine. Forwards, backwards, twisting right, twisting left, lateral stretch right to left, right? 6 ranges of movement of your spine. If you do that every day, you will maintain good health of your body. A flexible back, a flexible mind. So I'm going to join you. So just relax and melt. Soften with every exhalation, deeper and deeper into the shape. just decided to. So while everybody else is doing the banana, I'm going to do it seated, upright. This is the mermaid stretch. I'm also stretching laterally. So if you're at home, you can do this while you watch TV. You don't have to, or do it all laying down. You can do this while you're having a picnic in the park. You need your lateral stretch. Nobody will even know you're doing it. So take your practice home. Get off your chairs. The chair is the biggest nail in the Western coffin. Because we sit on chairs, we lose our natural flexibility. We're a sitting society with dangly legs. We sit at the table, we sit in the car, we sit at the desk all day long, and then we go home in the car where we sit, and then we can sit at the table, and then we can slouch on the couch, right? So get off the chair, get on the floor. And that will create a deeper stretches in your joints, especially in your hips and your knees. As you take a few last deep breaths here, notice how your rib bones expand and feel the liver and the gallbladder meridian hangs under the rib cage here on your right side. Feel that lovely opening and melting and massage that you get there in those organs. Intercostals expand as you inhale. Count your seconds for your last breath so that you can notice the difference between the right and the left lung. And slowly come out, come back to center. Just spread yourself wide, back in the center of the mat. And now we pause, we feel the rebound. This is very obvious here, the difference between the right and the left side. Noticing how does the right side feel in comparison to the left. Maybe the hip feels lower down, maybe that leg feels longer. Does your rib cage feel wider on the right than on the left? Okay, are we ready for the other side? So again, press into both heels. Lift your hips off the floor, taking the arms over your head. Lift the hips and then shift your bum as far as you can to the left. Bring your left foot to your right foot. Walk your arms and your shoulders over. If your arms are hanging off the floor and it's not comfortable, then bring it down to wherever it's comfortable, or place a pillow or a bolster underneath. Let what's hanging in the air be supported. When our bones are supported, the muscles relax more, and that way we get a deeper joint stretch. 5 minutes. And breathe. As you breathe, feel the rib cage expanding, feel the intercostals, that pyramid muscle spreading out. So we need a flexible rib cage to be able to maintain a healthy lung and heart. When we have a flexible rib cage, the rib cage can expand to its full capacity every time when we breathe in and out. Otherwise, it becomes like a cage, and as you breathe, you can only breathe into the top parts of the lung, and everything else starts to shut down. So breathe. If you take one thing away from any yoga class, and that is to learn how to breathe properly, then you're doing great. The breath is life. It's in Indians called it prana, life force, and the Taoists call it chi. It energizes the body. It can remove blockages and obstacles. It improves your health and well-being. Feel the lengthening. Under the side, we feel, we know not just muscle and bone. Connect deeper. Explore deeper. What is here? Feel that lovely stretch under the stomach, spleen, pancreas area. And then there's the large descending colon. Can you feel that lengthening in there, that opening out? Feel into the inside of your hip bone. There's a fan-shaped muscle, the iliacus. It sort of lines the pelvic area. And that muscle joins the long psoas muscle that attached from under the rib cage area, solar plexus area, going all the way down inside of the spine. It keeps our torso upright, and it attaches to the inside of your femur. These two muscles form our iliacus muscle. So they join together, they attach to the inside of your femur bone, at your smaller trochanter, knobbly part of the big bone, the femur. Breathing, relaxing, and melting. The iPad died, so we lost our music. It is very temperamental lately. I'm breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. In and out. Breathing in. Any positive affirmation, the Teach No Harm poem, I said it on Tuesday, I repeat it again. I'm breathing in, I see myself as a flower. I'm breathing out, I feel fresh. I'm breathing in, I see myself as a mountain. I'm breathing out, I am strong. I'm breathing in, I see myself as clear water. I'm breathing out. I reflect things as they truly are. In and out. Flower, fresh and healthy. Mountain, quiet and strong. Clear water. True reflection. Two more deep breaths. Make use of the full capacity of your lungs. Count the seconds. Notice how the left lung is slightly smaller than the right lung. In and out. And slowly, as you come out here again, you just come back on the mat. So transitions in and out of the shapes is slow. And then when you find the center, you pause and you connect again to anything that is experiencing for now for you. What is it? What is happening in the body? Feel the difference between right and left. How does the left hip feel now? Does it feel more balanced? More like the right side? Is there tingling, pulsing, or streaming below your skin? That's the chi. That's the life force. It keeps you alive. So we done our lateral stretches. We done our forward bending. And now we can do a twist. So bending your knees. Take your right leg over your left leg. Bring your arms around your shoulders. And then drop your knees here over to the left side as far as you can. So you can have a choice here. You can keep the knees in line with the pelvis. This will give you, again, a lovely iliotibial stretch, nice release in the buttocks. If you want to have a more of a stretch up the back, you know, in the coccyx area, the lumbar spine, then you can hug the knees higher, create a tighter twist here. If you cannot cross your legs, then, or you find it hard to cross your legs, then just stack your knees and let your knees drop to the side. So back it up or keep it in line. Just check it out before you go into the shape, or you can cross. You can also have a pillow here under the knees. That will keep your shoulder on the floor. If you bring your knees to the floor, you'll find that the shoulder might lift off. I'll just show you from this side. Right, so if you cross your legs, you bring knees to the floor, my shoulder lift off. It's a bit like a seesaw. There's nothing wrong with that. This, for me, gives me a strong stretch here into the front of the deltoid area of the arm and across the pectoralis. You know, this is a nice stretch in the front here, if that shoulder lift off. Then you can also place support under that arm if it gets uncomfortable, because it's hanging in there. It is what you need, you know, like in life. We can choose what we want in life. So what do you need now? You want more a buttock stretch with the arms to the floor? Or do you need a nice opening in this chest area? Then, like a seesaw, lay around to the position of your knees. So just 3 minutes. So we're doing mainly yin today. 3 minutes, and then we need to do a back bend. Then we've done the full range of motion of our spinal column. So twist is like a corkscrew action. It's wringing out the issues all up our spinal column. The highest concentration of bone in the body is along the spine. And there is loads and loads and loads of tiny little ligaments that holding the bones together and holding the muscles to the bones. Tendons and ligaments, highest concentration up the spine. That's why it's so important to make use of the full range of motion of the spine. Motion is the lotion. You rest, you rust. You don't use it, you lose it. So just melting. You can also, if you do it at home and you know, busy, you can also right over leg and then dropping to the left side here. You can also do it sitting or leaning against something. You still get that twist. When we twist, it changes the relation of the pelvis to the shoulders. If you twist, you turn the pelvis away from the shoulders, right? So relaxing and melting. Two more deep breaths. And we can then slowly start to make our way back to center. You can uncoil your legs. You can pause a little bit here, just feeling sensations up the spine. And now we can take our left leg over your right leg, dropping over to the right side, arms in line of your shoulders. If you hold this here for a while and you make a small shift with the arms, just bending by the elbows, or maybe just take, the opposite arm up, then you'll notice that it creates a much stronger energetic pull for you in your lower body. Feel that kinetic connection. Nothing inside of us function on its own. Every cell in your body knows exactly what the other one is doing. The upper body and the lower body is connected. Feel that connection. So bringing the arms up will slightly, create a stronger stretch here in the lower body. So left over right, and then knees drop to the side, and you just relax into the shape. Again, you can play around with the knees, bring it to the floor, that will lift the shoulder off. If you need to stretch through the elbow joint, or maybe have a thumb or a wrist issue that you want to stretch out, then you can do it that way. Or you can come back to center. So at home, you can also use pillows, cushions, and place it under the knee if this is what help you if you're new to this. And I always encourage the students to use props less and less, so that it helps us to open the body so that it unfolds to its own natural flexibility, and not always blocking it by where we think we shouldn't go, our fears. I was once on a training, and I used support because everybody else done it, and I tried, and I was having had it here. And then eventually, when I took that away, it's like, wow, I could go so much deeper into it. This is an example. I don't think that was what we were doing. I went so much deeper into this stretch, and it's like, yeah, why do you want to create that sort of a block? Just let it open and unfold to its true potentiality. Left over right. One more deep breath. And slowly come back to center, uncoil, pause, feel the rebound. So we are going to do a back bend now, and most of the postures this morning was very much asymmetrical, right? So now we're going to do a symmetrical pose. You have a few options. We're going to do either saddle or seal. So if you do the saddles normally one leg to go back, normally we do one leg, but today it's symmetrical, right? So your choice, if you can do full saddle, you go sit between the legs, and then you go back here as far as you can. That's one option. So you can go halfway, it doesn't have to be on the floor. You can also do this leaning against the wall. The other option is to do the seal or the swing. So you can take a bolster, you have a bolster, and then you can bring your rib cage on the bolster. You can have your hands in front of you. You turn your fingers out like a flippers of a seal. Or you can come into the swings where you don't need a bolster, right? You can just have your elbows directly under your shoulders. Right, choose what you wish to do. So we have a few seals here, and then we have one saddle. I haven't done this saddle myself for a while, so let me do this too. I'm a bit close. All right, so you can have support under the shoulders. Nikki has no support. And then if you're flat on the floor, you know, if there's no support, then you can always take the arms over your head, and that will create a much stronger energetic pull for you. So just 2 minutes, 2 more minutes. So back bends help us to regain our lumbar curve. The lumbar curve is a stress distributor. Helps to relieve pain. You know, 80% of people in the West at some point or another suffer from backache. And again, why? Because of chair sitting. So we stretch here the hip flexors, the abdominal area. In saddle, the hip flexor opening is quite strong. In the seal, if you bring your hands closer towards you, it will give you more of an arch in the back. If you walk your hands further away, it will decrease the intensity. It's not about how high you are. There are 5 segments in our spinal column. And by going up or down, it just engages different segments of the column of the lumbar spine. This again, what do you need? Where does it feel safe? Where do you need an opening? Stomach and spleen meridians run through our front layer. As we do back bends, it helps us to, you know, balance and strengthen the chi and the life force to these organs. Spleen is our body defense mechanism. We produce white blood cells that fight off infection and disease. Alright, so we can slowly come up. So if you're in the saddle, then you come forwards. If you're in this seal or the swings, you know, seal, swings, then you push backwards into child pose. Deep forward bend, stretching along the spine. You can have your knees slightly apart so there is space for the belly, the chest, and the breast to come close down to the floor. And slowly, so let's come up now. We're going to do a short yang flow, just the willows in the wind. So we created a lot of deep, slow stretches in the lower body. So the meridians also flow into the upper body with the lungs and heart meridians and the colon meridians in the upper body. So they connect with the meridians in the lower body. So by creating arm Tai Chi movements, we will pull this energy up to create the strong circuits and life force throughout our system. Right, so inhale, sitting on your heels, take your right arm up, take it up and take it over. And then here we're diving down into the side child. So again, we make use of the full range of motion of the spinal column. Inhale, retract, reaching back. For now, we're just sitting on the heels. Take the arms sideways, laterally over, and then moving and sweeping forwards to the other side. So left arm up, you take it up, you take it over. And we dive down into a forward bend. Inhale, retract, reach behind you. Take it again laterally and then reaching forwards into a forward bend. Now this time turn your toes under, so sitting on your heels so that we get a metatarsal stretch. You know, you can hold this also for 2 minutes. There's a lot of fascia in the feet. Inhale, right arm up, take it over. And dive down into your side child, stretching the internal, external obliques. Retract, reach behind you, open your heart. Take the arm over laterally as you reach forward to shift to the other side. And again, stretching the toes, diving down. Inhale, retract, open your heart into a back bend. Take it laterally sideways. Last round. Now you can again go on top of the toes or sides. You can also start to lift the knees off the floor, create more fluid here in the lower body as well. Diving down, lift the bum, rolling slightly onto the shoulder, and retract, reach behind you, open your heart, laterally moving to the other side for the last time. Take it up, take your arm over, lovely lateral stretch. Going forwards, side stretch, reaching behind you, laterally, and again, forward bend. And then come all the way up, back to center. And palms together. Namaste. Namaste. Time for Savasana. You may lay down. So, I am going to see if it works. I'm going to put the computer on our Namaste sign. Well, I'll keep guiding you through a Savasana practice. Savasana means the corpse pose. It's teaching us the art of letting go. Namaste is very, starting to become quite common in our language. Namaste means I honor the light in you, the peace, stillness, and I notice the light in you is also the light in me. We are one. Right, so you relaxing down. Allow your eyes to relax into pools of darkness. You got nothing to do now, you got nowhere to go. All your weight and awareness release into the mat. Let's do the clearing the mind exercise today. So often we overwhelmed by thoughts and fears and anxieties, especially currently, time of a lot of uncertainty. But these hindering and stressful thoughts are not always very helpful. It is a good practice to start, to create time to distance ourselves from all these worries and concerns. Help to clear the mind and help to give the mind a little bit more stability. So we're going to release and letting go all the restlessness, the troublesome and invading thoughts. So don't try to intellectualize your thoughts. Allow everything to just be present and to just flow through you. So just feeling the body here melting onto the floor. Your shoulders spread across the floor. And your eyes relax into pools of darkness. You feel your spine is long and strong. You feel your heels resting on the floor. And the palms of your hands are soft. You can turn the palms slightly up if possible to absorb the rhythm of the earth through the palms of your hands. Imagine you breathing in from the crown of your head and you breathe all the way down to your feet. You feel a wave of relaxation sweeping over your entire body. You surrender into the earth. You trust Mother Earth. She's holding you safe in her hands. So trust her. And in the next exhalation, as you're letting go deeper into it, give a big sigh. And now imagine you are walking up a path. At the end of the day, the skies are turning pink as the sun is setting on the horizon. You're walking up a path towards a large open campfire. You have in your hands two bags, two heavy bags. One of the bags is a host of all the heavy problems, our anxieties, the worries, the concerns, the fears. These anxieties may never happen. Or maybe we are experiencing them at this moment in time. The point is, the worries and grief is not very helpful. And they're hindering the healing of the mind. If things are going to happen, it will, and we will have the strength and the power to cope with it. So therefore, we need to stay calm and perspective. So all the bad feelings, resentment, the greed, the judgments, the ingratitude, the selfishness, everything and anything at this moment in time that's holding you back. Anything that's interfering with your well-being. And the second bag holds everything you wish for. All your dreams and hopes. So now as you approach this large fire, you're going to sit next to the fire on a big old log. You're staring into the fire. You visualize yourself sitting here. The glow and the warmth of the fire, the light warms your skin. And you feel at peace as you feel that you're starting to become hypnotized by the flames, the dancing flames. You feel at peace and calm. You're ready to open the first bag. You are focused, you're private in your own thoughts and safe. You bring out of the bag now that which is bothering you. And you place it one by one in the fire. And you see it burn. You see it going up into flames. Bring out the worries. Bring out the fears and anxieties. And as they burn, they begin to clear from your mind and your aura. You start to feel lighter. It feels as though a burden has been lifted and the weight has been lifted off your shoulders. You start to feel more and more relaxed. So with each concern gone, you have now found balance and equilibrium. And as we're now ready to open the second bag, we're going to pull out of the bag all that we wish for. Whatever we pull out, we throw up into the air and it dissolves into stardust like a golden glitter. And it sprinkles all over you. So you bring out of the bag contentment, gratitude, peace, kindness and happiness, courage, upliftment, the joy of life. You're showered by golden glitter. Your body is starting to sparkle. Now you start to dance around the campfire. You dance with the joy of life in your golden sequins dress or your golden sequins coat or jacket. You're dancing around the fire. You're glowing and flowing. Your heart is full of joy. You feel the upliftment and the happiness flowing in and around you. And now repeat to yourself the affirmation, I will live my life one day at a time. I will live purely with the moment as it is. My life is full of joy, love, and happiness. I am worthy of the best in life. I am capable. I am strong, healthy, and powerful. I will live one day at a time. I will live purely with each moment as it is. I am worthy of the best in life. I am capable. I am healthy. I am strong. I am powerful. I am part of the ever-flowing abundance of the universe. So peaceful. And slowly start to walk back to the real world. Become aware of the sounds outside the room. You're aware of your body back here on the floor. You feel the support from the earth. You send sparks of gratitude from your heart deep down to the core, the heart of the earth. And start to create small movements now with your fingers and your toes. Wake up the extremities. And then take the arms over your head, have a long stretch. Spread yourself wide. Now bend your knees onto your chest, hugging the knees and rock a few times from side to side. Remember the folding pose, do it in the mornings before you jump out of bed. Get your first yin stretch for the day to release all the tightness in the lumbar spine, in the lumbar thoracic fascia. And now let's just, we haven't done much abdominal work. Now before you go, reach up with your hand from outside one ankle to the other, crossing over diagonal stretches, strengthening our abdominals and the core muscles. Good, and relax, bend your knees, roll to your right side. And then staying on your right side, you rub the palms of your hands together. So create a lot of energy and heat here between your hands. And now cup your hands and place them over your eyes. Add sparkle to your eyes. As you open your eyes, feel the heat penetrating into your eyes. Look up, look down, look up and down, look from right to left and left to right. Make a clockwise circle of the eyes, reverse to the left, and then draw the hands away from you. Press into your left hand. Come up from your right hand side. So come sitting with your palms together. The meaning of Namaste, I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of light, of love, of truth and of peace. When you are in that place in you and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Namaste. Bless you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for playing. For those at home watching, I haven't said I'm Regina. And this is the first day morning class. Not many of us today, and others are all safe at home. So we're all in this together. So stay healthy, breathe properly, and eat well. Namaste. Wash your hands.